Hey, Miss Lang. This is Sheldon, and this is my cousin Marc slash DJ Mentor. And he's gonna talk about what got him started on becoming a DJ and etc. So I'll let him go off of that. So, Marc, what made you want to start DJing in the first place?
I had actually one of my best friends in high school.
Hmm.
He started DJing, and he had a mixtape that he had done, and he brought it to me. It's like, man, check this out. I had this tape I did, so I listened to it. It's like, man, how'd you do that? How'd you do that? So he told me how he did it, and after that, I was hooked. I was like, okay, I gotta go try and find me some equipment and stuff.
Right.
So I had an old stereo system at home. I took the turntable off of that, and grabbed another turntable that my parents had, and went to Radio Shack and bought a little cheap mixer, and that's how I got started with those.
Yeah, it made it work.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
just
it.
made it work. And so uh, just every day I was just trying to. I was fascinated by how you could take songs and blend them together
Yeah.
and make them sound like a completely different song.
Right.
And that's what really drew me to it.
Cool. Cool. So, like starting off, did you picture yourself like doing any like big things with it or anything like that? Just
Initially, no. Initially, it was more so just
a
me
hobby.
having fun with my friends, like
Right.
making mixes for them to check out, and my friend that introduced me to it, he would we would kind of like go back and forth, like, yo man, check this mix out, and then he'd bring his tape and like, yo nah man, check this out,
Right.
like that, and so. I didn't really think about trying to do anything with it until I got to college, and I met another friend of mine. He goes by the DJ name of Sasquatch,
Yeah.
and he and I started doing parties in our college,
Right.
um, and that's when I really started looking at doing more with it.
You're right. We'll get to him in just a second. So,
Got my
no,
little singing son in the background.
yeah, that's my little cousin Pierce, by the way. No dot points for Pierce. He's all right. He's cool. He's a cool person. He's good for it. I promise you, Miss Lane. Anyway, and so you guys did parties. Can you like tell me how that was? What that was like?
It's kind of it was cool. We were doing basically kind of house parties around campus. We do little DJ gigs for some of the fraternities and sororities around.
Yeah.
We get on, take turns. Sasquatch would DJ for a little while, and then I get on,
Right.
and we switch it up like that, so we could go ahead and enjoy the party too. So,
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, have fun a little bit at a time. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But and it was all about just watching other people enjoy what you were doing, you know.
You're right.
Yeah, once you saw that somebody was really feeling the mix that you were doing or something like that, and then that gave you a rush, and you were like, okay, let me try this other mix and other thing. So, and that's what I really liked about it.
Like when people give you gratitude and stuff, like tell you that the stuff good, it like motivates you to like do better and get like better and stuff.
Yeah,
You know what I
it does, because it kind of validates what you're doing. You're like, okay, yeah, I am halfway decent at this,
mean?
you know. So,
Just halfway decent right now. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I promise you. So yeah. And so I guess we could talk about your friend DJ Sasquatch. She also referred to him as my mentor, so it counts. So why not tell us about him?
all right, well, uh, his actual name is Daryl Bell.
Right.
Um, he and I met at college. We both went to Georgia Tech together,
Right.
and what drew us together was our love of music. Um, and honestly, I don't even remember how we connected. I just remember us always being connected.
Right.
From
Like y'all just click.
yeah, we
Yeah.
just clicked, and I was always either over in his dorm because he actually at that time he was the only one who had turntables.
Right.
So I go over to his dorm room and get on and try and practice and stuff like that, and then he actually his parents were fairly strict, so they didn't even know he had turntables. So
Right.
when he left college and went back home, he kept his turntables over at my house.
Right.
So he would come over to my house to do his mixes and things like that. And then
Yeah.
we ended up forming a little group and just doing a lot of mixed CDs and trying to sell our CDs and things like that. And that's just been something we've been doing ever since.
Yeah. I know what you mean by y'all just connecting and stuff. Sometimes it happens like that.
Yeah.
So like you say you made a group. So what was like the group life kind of like?
It was pretty cool. We formed this. The initial group that we formed was a group called the Universalists.
Right.
And it was myself, Sasquatch, Jamal Ahmad, who is actually a radio personality on 91.9.
Yeah.
And one other person named Ken Beatty. And we, the whole theory of the group was to bring underground music, music that you don't hear on the radio,
Yeah.
to the masses,
Right.
and just expose people to all the different options of music that's out there, different genres that most people don't really know about, like house music, broken beat, down tempo, drum and bass. There are so many different genres of music out there that people just have no idea about.
Exactly. I know what
Yeah,
you mean.
and I guess, and one of the driving forces for me is always finding that new sound or finding that new artist that's just really tight and everybody's like, oh wow, okay, who's that? You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But yeah, and it was cool. We didn't as a group. We never did like gigs together or anything like that. It was
Right.
we would collaborate on different projects. Like I
Right.
did a project with Jamal called 2001 Soul Odyssey, and that was kind of a neo soul type mix that we did.
Yeah.
And then Sasquatch and I did a CD called Soul. Wow, I forgot what it's called. Soul
alright.
Uprising. Soul Uprising. No, I'm sorry. Soul Solution. That's what it was. Soul Solution. So we did that one, and our plan was to branch out from there and start maybe trying to do shows and stuff like that. But yeah, it never really came to fruition.
Right.
And there was, then Jamal kind of went off and did his own thing. At that time, Ken Beatty got kind of sick and wasn't able to really DJ as much.
Right.
So Sasquatch and I we were still doing our thing, and we kind of went our separate ways. And we hooked up with another group of guys who were called Digital DJs.
Right.
And then from there, we started a website called digitaldj.com. And it was the same premise of bringing new and undiscovered or underground music to the light, to just let people know what was that there were other options out there than what was being played on the radio, because basically you were hearing the same old
Yeah, exactly.
on the radio. And it had a streaming radio station, a forum where you could chat about different artists that you liked or different artists that you had heard of and things like that. And it was a pretty nice concept. We ended up running out of money for it because it was a lot of money to pay for the streaming part of it. And
Yeah.
at that time, well, we both had families and we were working, so we couldn't dedicate as much time to it as we really needed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's basically what it was like
Right.
in the group concept.
Cool. All right. That was part 1, and I will take part 2 in a minute. Gotta write all this